And it's Monday Bully Live. That quick, man. The weekend was over. How many of us in this community have heard of people talking about, oh, there's 5 different types of bullies? Do you really think there's 5 different types of bullies, or a bully supposed to look like a bully? And if it doesn't look like a bully, then there's no such thing as other types, right? This is a conversation we've been needing to have a very, very long time ago. And tonight we're going to be having it because, you know, I'm doing consults on a daily. And what I'm seeing is people scamming other people, telling them this is a bully when it's not a bully. Sometimes it's a pit and sometimes it's neither. Sometimes it's a staffy or something else. So we're going to be having this conversation tonight. Real quick, man, shout out to Mr. Phil Hubin. He just became a member of the channel. So, Kyle.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Claro que sí, cabrón. Phil, we come on every Monday and Friday, 8 PCST, man. Welcome on board. Now that you got that little symbol by your name, any and every question you ask tonight will be answered, man. Shogun Unlimited, let's get it. Hey, I hear you. Queen's New Blood, let's go. Let's go. Insaratha, good evening, everybody. Insaratha, I think you're going to like this live. I know you breed staffies. Queen's New Blood saying, what's up? Also, congrats on the OFA premium. Meant to do that. Absolutely. Insaratha, by the way, just did the premium ped on one of her dogs, which I am just so happy because that's what this platform is about, teaching people how to ethically breed and how to take things to another level, man. Absolutely. We got Instarata saying, hi, Queen. Shay Tree, happy Monday, MBL. Already done her OFA test in Feb, so I had to ask them and get the DNA profile swab. There you go. There you go. I really love blueberry juice right now. Whoa, we need to slow on that. I'm going to get on topic real quick, and then we're going to hit it. Billy Watton, what's up, QBN? Let's go. Adam Fields, like always, man. Good evening, QBN fam. You know it. Sulema Santiago. Teray Thompson. What's good, Bully fam? You know, I remember doing lives like 4 years ago, and Teray Thompson was always there, man. Nothing but love. Appreciate you. Devera Hicks, hello. We got Suzanne Masapa. Thank you for all the great info. You got it, sweetheart. We coming at it tonight. Tonight's going to be an eye-opener night. And it's also a scammer exposing night. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. Freddie Strivio, what's up, Bully fam? We got Eric Perez. Hello, Adam Fields. I can only count 4 types of bullies: Pockets, Classic, Standard, and XL. Well, somebody says that there's 5 different varieties in each one of the classes because it fits their narrative. And so that's what we're going to be jumping in tonight. How to figure out whether we're talking somebody's trying to fit it into their narrative, or if what they're saying is actually true. Dracula Kennel, hello. We got Hernandez. What's up, Bully fan? Billy Watton. Congrats, Inserata. All right. Same, only 4 for me as well. Alyssa Ambrosino, iStyle Kennels here. We always learn a lot and been following for years now. We love your channel. Number love, Miss Ambrosino. Not only that, I love the name. iStyle Kennel, man. Nice little diamonds and everything. You got extra diamonds. You can always send them over here. I'll put it on the chain with the diamond. Promote you. Nothing but love. Greetings, most hated native. And we got Super Jermaine. What's up, Bully families? All right, this topic is going to be fun. Yes, it is. And in order to get this thing started, I'm going to bring in my guest, Money Mike. Before I do that, let me make sure that I don't have any pictures clicked. You see, made a mistake there. Either way, I'm bringing in Money Mike. What is up, Money Mike?
Hey, man, I'm excited about this topic right here. Like you said, this one been needed to be talked about for quite a while.
It's been needed to be talked about for a very long time. I see all these clowns going out there talking about all these different. That's the speckled Pitbull bully. That's what that is right there, because it fits their narrative. You know what I'm saying?
So, that.
Whoa. My bad. Go ahead.
You know the rules. If you market good enough, you can just you don't have to follow rules. You just do whatever you want and call it whatever you want, and everybody's supposed to be okay with it.
It is what it is, man. What it is this. There is an online etiquette where you don't call people's crap out just so that you don't start the slinging and all that. But here's the deal, man. Do I sit here, Pat, and let you lie right in front of me, in front of everybody? There's got to be a point. Look, man, this ain't about me coming after you, or anybody else. This is about telling you, the viewer, empowering you with the right information for you to make your own decision, right?
Yeah,
and that's what we're going to get into.
It's not about who's telling the lies. It's about what kind of lies are being told. That's
it. That's it, bro. Because, I hear somebody talking about, oh, no, that's the rare speckled 5-toe bully with the different color eyes, and everything they keep saying keeps just adding to the price, and what happens is you're brand spanking new. You're here in the community. This dude smells your spanking new. He's got every dog in his yard. Not one has breed type, but he is some sort of, he or she can be some sort of guru that can tell you what is, isn't, and how many types there is. And then you look through their stuff and you're like, dude, you've only been breeding for two years? Man, I got to really tip my hat off to you, bro, because you really know how to swindle them. I got to call it like I see it, man. Justin Noble, hi, just got me and my wife a blue nose 6-week-old Pitbull pup. When should I start the raw food diet with him? I would do it just gradually right away. Why wait? Adam Fields, hi, brother. All right. Let's get this thing started, man. Man, it's easy to tell the truth. It is for people to receive the truth. Exactly. And, no one gets hated more than he that says the truth. I don't know if you know that. Check it out. Queen's New Blood. When I hear it's rare, it's a red flag. Thank you, Queen's New Blood. So, Kyle, do me a favor. Can you get our new slick look in so I can talk about the first dog we got up at bat? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So this dog you're looking at right here, right? That, and I'm not an expert in pit bulls or Staffordshire Terriers. I'm just going to say that right now. I feel that my best knowledge is in American bullies. So the first thing I'm going to say is this beautiful dog right here is in no way, shape, or form an American bully. Let's start out with that. Secondly, if I had to guess, I would say this is a Pitbull Terrier. Why do I say that? Because there's actually two things I normally look for to determine if it's a pit or not. Usually the chest is not as bulky as the Staffordshire Terrier or even the American Bully, right? The other thing I'm looking at is the rib cage. For some reason, pits let you know they're pits because they got that tight skin and they're just ripped from top to bottom. That's what a pit is to me. If a pit is something else to anybody else, if I've misspoken or anything like that, I'm open for critique. Just be very respectful. Let me know, hey, man, I think you're wrong. I think there's other things. Hey, we'll bring it in and we'll add it. Like I said, I am not an expert of this breed, but by looking at that right there, that is not in any way, shape, or form an American Bully in my eyes. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I look at the stop. I look at the broadness of the chest, the bone density, and even the broadness of the rear as well. The rear is also a lot more narrow on the pit bull, and I agree. And in comparison to the American Bully, a pit bull looks more like a greyhound than it does a bully.
Good point.
To me,
good point. Look,
they're super lean. You can see the muscle fibers. You can see the ribs. You can see, that's about as meaty as a pit bull gets a lot of times. In their natural habitat. That's how they roll. They're super lean. And another thing, the muzzle. But we got some good things in the construction of our breed that came from the pit bull.
Well, listen, we're not knocking this dog, this breed,
not.
by all means.
Beautiful dog.
by all means, I'm not knocking this breed. All I'm differentiating, I'm just specifying and identifying this is a pit bull. This is not an American bully. This is not, to my understanding, an Amstaff, Staffordshire Terrier. That's not what this is. This is a bully. I'm sorry, a pit bull. In fact, we have Queen's New Blood saying bullies always have a spring rib cage. But this is what she said initially. APBT tail gave it right away. And that's so true. Mike, you just said they look a lot like greyhounds. Look at that tail. I mean, it very much gives it away. Zulema says the ears for her. Devera Hicks says he thinks it's an American Pit Bull Terrier.
Well,
so
I'll tell you before you go into it, another big thing, man. In the very beginning of American Bullies, the differentiation between the two was a little more vague.
Yes.
When we were formulating our own breed and becoming the American Bully, there was a gray area there because we came from a few breeds, including the Pit Bull.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah.
The bullies have their own look. We have our own look, and what a beautiful look it is, man. I love the breed type of the American Bully that is today. I love it.
We're going to get into that, but what you're talking about history-wise is spot on. The American Bully came from this breed right here and the Staffordshire Terrier, as per ABKC president, American Bully Kennel Club president, Dave Wilson. Okay. Now, I'm going to be bringing up different dogs and different looks, and we're going to be talking about them, and we're going to be switching back and forth. Okay. So let me bring up another dog that I feel when I see it immediately. It's a pit bull to me. Okay. Immediately look at the chest, narrow chest from the get. Okay. From the get. Also, you got light bone. The way I always think about a pit bull terrier, for those of you that like boxing, I think of a flyweight, right? Real skinny, really ripped. I mean, they don't even have a 6-pack. They have like an 8-pack. You know what I'm saying? Everything about them is ripped. And their endurance is unimaginable. This dog right here, this breed right here, as far as what I know, this breed right here has a lot of endurance, but it also has a lot of prey drive. So what is prey drive? For those of you that are not breeders or are new to this, prey drive is you're walking with him or her down the street, and either a cat, a dog, a squirrel, whatever, crosses a little further down on the sidewalk, and this particular breed is going to want to take off right after it, right? This is what I know about this breed. So far, I've shown you what a pit bull is, okay? We're doing this on purpose because I don't want you guys to continue to get scammed, but also those of you that are watching and keep calling American Bullies pit, this is a pit, okay? That is a pit. I'm going to show you what an American Bully is here momentarily. This is an American Bully. There's a big difference between the two guys at this point. Yes. Adam and Eve for our breed, okay, basically came from here, which is a pitty, and a Staffordshire Terrier, which we're going to get to here in a second as well.
And an American Bulldog as well, right?
Eventually,
right?
Yeah, that came in, and that's what has given this the American Bully look. Now, I just said that pitties have high prey drive, right? American Bullies may have some drive because our breed came from the pit, right? But it should be mellowed out quite a bit. The dog may want to run at something in front of it, but more likely than not, it's going to take a look at you first and ask for permission. And that makes a world of difference, from training to having kids around the dog to just about anything, what you can use the dog for, right? the functions are different. Now, real quick, let me go to the comments, man, because I got a bunch of people. Let's see here. Reefing in the Rockies. Dude, the American Bully groups on Facebook are cracked out. Many people post pit bulls as American bullies. Reefing in the Rockies, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. If you stay on, as we go further in the conversation tonight, I'm going to talk about what happened to the American Bully XL. I'm going to show you in my yard, okay, in my yard, dogs that had traits from Mastiffs and whatnot and were standardized across the board through social media by these big breeders that were cranking out these Mastiff dogs, that this is what an American Bully XL is. That's what tonight is about. We're going to start showing you so you can start comparing in your mind and you can start realizing, and these guys and gals that want to take you for a ride and scam you can no longer do that, right? That's what it's all about.
I'm excited about this one, man. I think what happened was some of the first breeders to really get big in the American Bully world had big frame pit bulls.
Yes,
that were bigger than any pit bull before that. And so they had this 100-pound pit bull that's 24 inches tall and on a bigger frame. And this is we've done it. This is the American Bully, and took everybody on a ride in the wrong direction. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, Adam Fields, I like the fact you're checking them, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I think Rally Kennels, honestly, I thought he was respectful, and I think he's right on with his comment. I really do. I like the fact you're checking him, but I don't think he's throwing shade. I think he's keeping it real, and I think he's spot on. Physique versus bodybuilder. We're going to get into that. Celio Corian, Red Nose APBT is the best. Hey, man, whatever tickles your tummy, man. You never put two different breeds together. Sorry, just dilutes our breed and hurts us. I agree. Big difference. Yeah. Let's take a look at it again. This right here looks nothing like this right here. This right here looks absolutely like nothing like that right there. It doesn't. I agree. We started from here and here. I get it. We went from there to there. Hell, we even brought this in. Okay, that's fine. And we're gonna break down what the difference of this breed is, because that's not a pit either. This is a Staffordshire Terrier. But my point is, neither one of those two are looking like that anymore. Because like Mike said, we had an infusion of Bulldog, right? So Adam says pits are like track runners. American Bully is more like a football player. Yeah, the way I think of it is, for me, and I mean, you guys could think of it as any other way. Just because I think of it doesn't mean that is precise or better than anybody else's. But to me, this is a sprinter body. That is a sprinter right there. This to me is a sprinter, right? And to me, this is a bodybuilder, right? To me, this is a bodybuilder. In fact, I'm going to take it back. Let's rewind it. This is a long distance runner.
Yeah,
okay,
that's more like it. Yeah,
shriveled up, cut up, long distance runner. This right here, the Staffy, is more of a sprinter. So they got a little bit more bulk, right? But they're still shredded, right? And then you look at the Bully, and that's just a natural bodybuilder. It's just what it's made for, right? It's actually made to be a companion breed, but the way that the breed has come about is more muscularity, less flexibility. We're also going to be talking about what happens when we go a little bit too far and we get that bodybuilder look to the point where it starts becoming detrimental to the dog's health. The Life of Miklo says, little late, but still here. Still made the live. What's up, Bully fam? Happy belated 4th of July, man. Thanks for coming. My boy Miklo's in the house. It's throughout the minor classics, so they still have some staff look. So I would be adding more breed type with breedings. So let me tell you, and let me show off my boy Fireball, who is our classic, in-house classic. So in Sarata, what she's referring to is that her dog, right, is somewhere around like my boy Fireball, who's also a classic. But even when you look at Fireball, he looks nothing like a pit and nothing like a Staffy. This is its own thing. The reason I also bring it up is because I've had conversations where people say, well, bullies came from pits. So like we owe forever and ever that pits were around. Well, if that's the case, pits were crossed, or the way pits were made originally is they were crossed with bulldogs, but I'm talking about from like 200 years ago, 150 years ago, with terriers. This is how you got the Pitbull. So if we have to be thankful for the pit, which we could be, you need to be thankful for the bulldog, because pits wouldn't be around without it. Bottom line.
Might as well pay homage to the wolf and the wolf alone then, because that's what we
You might as well just take it all the way back to the wolf, man. And the XL that I got, the premium pet, has a lot, so I want to shorten her frame and height and length through breeding. Yeah. I hear that line has a lot of length in the bone. Baby Chupacabras, hey, that looks like my dog. It's a mini pit bull. Cracking up. Most hated native pits have a Bruce Lee body type. There you go. An American Bully has an Arnold Schwarzenegger body type, plain and simple. Good point. I was saying I wasn't throwing shade. No, I know, Adam, listen, I know you weren't throwing shade. And, bro, you've been a long time standing viewer of ours, man. By all means, check them, man. Check them. You know, we got a lot of crazy people coming up in here. APPTs are built for stamina. Yeah, I could not agree. I cannot agree with you any more than that. Sorry. EJ says, I'm in the same boat in Sarata. Congrats on the premium ped. There you go. Purpose, working dog versus companion. Billy, you're right. The pit is a working dog, right? The bully is not. I mean, I guess you could train it, the ones that got prey drive and all that, but it's not meant for that. Baby Chupacabras, my bully gets tired just walking it down the street. Well, then there's got to be something wrong with your bully, my friend. I have bullies. I have from pockets now, standards. I've always had XLs, and in the hot sun right now at about 96 degrees, they're running up and down to the point where I got to stop them because I feel that they may even stroke out. So if yours walks up.
Sometimes it's not something wrong with the dog. Sometimes it just needs to be acclimated slowly towards a more productive, athletic, lifestyle. And maybe it's not used to running. And some dogs, it has to do with muzzle length, or it could be just what's behind the muzzle internally could cause a dog to not be able to breathe as good. There's a lot of variables there. It could be a healthy dog, but just a few different things going on there. But should be able to condition one to be able to handle it somewhat, unless it's just the heat, man. That heat's hard too.
Yeah. Let's go back to the comparisons, man, because I think people are kind of liking this, and I'm digging it as well, man. So let me bring up the Staffordshire Terrier. Let's compare the Staffy to the pit so we can educate ourselves. Let's compare the Staffy to the pit, right? So this is a pit, right? That's a pit bull terrier. This is a pit bull terrier, okay? This is not a pit bull terrier. This is a Staffordshire Terrier. Look at the blocky headpiece in comparison to a pitty. A pitty doesn't have a blocky headpiece, right? A Staffy has a blockier headpiece. My understanding, and again, guys, I'm not an expert in these breeds. It's just what I know about them. My understanding is the Staffordshire Terrier is more, or was made to be more of a show dog in the ring, right? So they got the best pits, got them together, and they bred them. And from there, they started getting blockier bodies and blockier headpiece. In fact, Dave Wilson, the American Bully Kennel Club president, I seen an interview of his from a while back, and he said he was referring to these blockier headpieces and blockier bodies as a bullier dog. Thus, that's where the name American Bully ended up coming from, because the bully has more exaggerative features than a Staffy and a Pit cross. Okay, but this is a Staffordshire. This is a Staffordshire. This is what? What do you guys think this is right here? Is this a Pit or is this a Staffy? Look at the headpiece. Look, this is a Pitbull headpiece, Pitbull headpiece, Staffy headpiece, Staffy headpiece. So what is that right there? What is that right there for you? By the way, real quick, Miss Christina Higginson, nothing but love. Thank you for becoming a member. Kyle, can you hit
Pues
it?
claro que sí, cabrón.
That's it. And you know, we do this every Monday and every Friday at 8 p.m. CST. Look, I got a bunch of people answering here. We're saying Staffies, SBT, Staffordshire Bully Terrier. I'm sorry, Bull Terrier, Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Okay, so there we go. Staffy. Somebody put Stuffy. I guess he was trying to say Staffy. Okay, so that's a Staffy, what we're looking at, right? So what about this right here? What is that, a Pit, or is that a Staffy, or is that an American Staffordshire Terrier, or is that an SBT, which is the Staffordshire Bull Terrier? Come on, educate me, guys, because I need to get this down pat. I know for a fact that's not an American Bully right there. Even though you will see people posting on Facebook groups that this is their bully, that's not an American bully. Might be part of the bully breed, but that's not an American bully. Let's get it straight, because I'm just tired of seeing people walking around with dogs like these talking about, that's my American Bully XL. No, bro, that's not your American Bully XL. Just keeping it real with you, bro. I have an XL. What do I do for him shedding so damn much? Yeah, you're gonna have to start watching our diet videos, my friend, and start seeing what it is that we give dogs so they stop shedding. Queen's New Blood, they're supposed to have an apple-shaped head. Okay, so is that an apple-shaped head? Camelo and Chica says that's a Stafford, so Staffordshire Terrier. Super Jermaine says looks like a Staffy. Miss Christina says doesn't know what happened to hers, but she's back. Have my support, guys. Nothing but love. We appreciate you. Queen says Amstaff. Brian Johnson says Amstaff. So this is an American Staffordshire Terrier, not the bull, right? Not. Look, you can see the difference, right? Right? You see the difference? Look at that. American SBT, right? SBT, Staffordshire Bull Terrier. And this is an American Bull Terrier. I'm sorry, American Staffordshire Terrier. Right. So let's get the differences out the way, guys. Let's get the differences out the way.
The Bull Terrier has the headpiece is somewhere in between the Bull Terrier and the ABPT.
Oh, for sure. I'll show you the head right now. Look at the APBT. Look at the head. Like, come on, bro. It doesn't even come close.
And then when you take that and mix it with the Bull Terrier, you get the American Bull Terrier. I mean,
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So Money Mike just hit it on the head. You grab this, right? And you cross it to this, and you're probably going to get that. And that's the origin of the American Bully. And we're going to get into the adding of other breeds here in a second, guys. The Life of Miklo says is an American Staffordshire Terrier, a working dog too. For those of you that are into American Staffies, Amstaffs, can you please answer on that, man? I would love to show your answer. Devera Hicks says the head is wide. It's an American Staffordshire Terrier. Okay. Okay, can somebody answer me if the Amstaff is a working dog too? I would think so because it's crossed with APBT, but yeah, Brian Johnson says yes. Adam Fields, the Staffordshire Bull Terrier is the smallest, but has more mass than an American Pit Bull Terrier. Okay, thank you. Queen's New Blood, no. Companion dog, they are in the Terrier group. Okay, so we have a conflict. We have a conflict. Brian Johnson is saying that, yes, this is a working dog. Queen's New Blood says no. Companion dog, there are in the Terrier group. Hold on, I got Kyle. Kyle.
I was going to say it's actually the show version of the Pitbull.
Right. They were, yeah, but this is
I wouldn't consider it a working dog.
Hold on, Kyle. This is an Amstaff. This is not a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Okay, this is an Amstaff. Why would you cross if it's not a working dog? Why are you crossing it to a pit? Is my question. Now,
American Staffordshire Terrier,
the Amstaff. Why are you crossing it with a pit if it's not a working dog?
I thought the Staffies and the. Are you talking about the Staffy Bull Terrier? I got you. I'm getting them mixed up.
Yeah, I think you
I
got
thought the Staffies were just a cleaner, bulkier version for shows.
This right here is for the ring. I get it. I get that.
I see what you're saying. I got mixed up.
That right there is to work, because you wouldn't cross it to get all that prey drive just for the sake of it, right? Extremely loving. I'm new to all this as Justin Noble. Nothing but love, man. If you want to become a member, go down to subscription as little as $5 a month. You're going to get yourself a nice little symbol down there by your name, and we're going to answer your questions before the live is done. No, come on, move the finger over, Mike. Put it over the little symbol.
Yeah,
over the little symbol by the end of the name, Mike.
It is on my screen.
No, man. You're all man. All right. Amstaff can be a service dog, says Devera Hicks. Hey, that's working if it could be a service dog. The drive is outrageous. I think the drive could be up or down depending if your pup got more of that pit in them or not. It would be my guess. Adam Fields, American Staffordshire is the breed for show and has medium prey drive. Okay, so I'm glad we got that out the way. So this is the Staffordshire right here, right? And this is the pit. We established that. We established when you cross this to this, you're getting that right there. And that can be working, okay? That this could be a working dog right here because of its high prey drive, okay? Now, let me see. Now that we've spoken on these, I got other pictures to show you, and I want to know what you think this is. What is that right there? I'm sorry I got the picture a little bit too high, but just look at the chest and look at the head.
They can see it on their end roll. Okay,
good. So do me a favor. Let me know in the comments, what do you think this is? Let's have a discussion on this. We got Christina, Staffordshire Terrier have different categories. I would assume different categories, different roles. Fair enough. Danielle, go ahead, Mike. What you saying, bro?
I was saying that was Christian.
Oh, my bad. I said Christina. My apologies, Christian. My apologies, man. I didn't mean anything by that, my friend. Thank you. Brian Johnson says this is a Staffy. Most Hated Native says this is a bully. Celio Corian said, I would say a bully. Inserata says a classic bully. Okay. Danielle McCrae says this is a pity mix. All right. Christian says you're good. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. EJ, look, let me just say this, right? Let me say this. I'm having a hard time with having to use glasses. I never had to use glasses before in my life. So if you ever see a post of mine that says, feed this to your ROG, R-O-G rather than dog, it's because I got big fingers and I'm having issues reading, guys. So So if I read your name and I say it wrong, I really mean nothing about it. Looks like an old Razor's Edge style dog, says EJ. Staffordshire Bull Terrier, says Brovo. Ooh, I like this conversation. Mario Villafuerte, I think it was something from Ireland. Man, I miss Ireland. I miss Ireland, bro. I went to Ireland, what was it, 2 years ago? And the beauty about
3 years ago now.
No, 2 years ago. But the beauty of it was midsummer, and you hear these Irishmen saying, it's so hot, and it's like 68 degrees. And I'm like, man, you just don't know what you're talking about. Classic Bully, says Sulema Santiago. Staffy Bull Terrier, says Kyle Holland. Adam Fields says, is it a pup? I'm not sure if it is. This is just a picture that we got offline. The Life of Miklo, Google AI response. Yes, the American Staffordshire Terrier is considered a versatile working dog. While they are also popular as family companions, they have a history of performing various. Okay, here's the thing, though. I have an issue with Google AI answering that, and here's why. When was the last time that Google AI owned a dog? When was the last time they cleaned poop? So basically, Google AI is just repeating what they're hearing. What the most popular post is out there. This is why it's important, a platform like ours. I'm going to tell you why, guys. I've been breeding for about 10 years. It doesn't make me any more or any less than any breeder out there. I'm just further along in the race because I've been doing this for 10 years. When I first came into this, there were breeders that have been around 10, 15, 20 years. They would never give out information, share their experience or anything like that with anyone. Okay. I came on the scene. I started sharing my experience. All of a sudden, social media
They were gatekeeping, Raul. You can say
Yeah.
that. They're gatekeeping.
Yeah. And then, social media starts pushing our content. And then within the last 2 or 3 years, you got a bunch of these content creators and entertainers thinking they could copy my content and repeat the first thing AI says. Well, this is why I keep teaching you guys. You need to do your research, because any idiot could type up online, can you feed dogs avocados? No. Oh, that's the answer. Let me go. No. You can't feed the skin. You can't feed the pit. You can't feed the leaves or the bark. But guess what? The meat, that green side inside of the fruit, you can feed it to your dog. It's actually pretty beneficial. But if you keep going off of these entertainers, I'm a dog breeder too, and then you look at every single one of their dogs, and you're like, what the hell, bro? Where's the breed type? You're out here breeding Amstaff, and you're calling them bullies. Like, nah. So this is where the experience comes in. Who's got it and who's faking the funk? So this is why we empower you, so that you can start making these decisions out there, and you don't end up getting scammed. Really that simple. Inserata says, mine are old style Razor's Edge Gotti. All right. Working roles, including guarding, herding, hunting, even roles of law enforcement. I'm sorry, bro, but I've never seen a Staffordshire Terrier in law enforcement in my entirety of life. I could be wrong. I mean, obviously, he found something. There's got to be one Staffy out there, right, to prove me wrong. So, but in my lifetime, I've never seen a Staffy running around after anybody for whatever reason. Looks like a young Amstaff headpiece. Looks a bit off for it to be SBT, which is Staffordshire Bull Terrier. American Staffordshire Terrier, says Mr. James. All right. I'm going to tell you guys, this picture came up when I was looking up Staffordshire Terrier. So this is why AI and Google, they're not 100% either. They're just lining up the picture with whatever the owner of this picture said this dog was. You see how easily you could be tangled in a web of nonsense, right? I was going to say Juan Hottie. You mean Gotti. I know. I got you, Christian. Christina Higginson, Spud McKenzie. Gotti line. Okay. Ireland, Staffordshire Terrier. They do look like that, though, but something is off. Okay. Classic Bully, says Squeaky Clean Bullies. Ruth Maley, blue nose bully, red nose Pitbull, Mastiff, I guess Mastiff mixed Staffy. I don't see the Mastiff anywhere. I'm sorry. The Life of Miklo, haha, my bad. You good, man. Number love. Ezekiel Varela, I'm going to send you this picture of my dog so you can tell me. Please do. Send it to Kyle. Kyle, go ahead and run your number so that they could go ahead and send you whatever pictures. We'll show it here and we'll talk about it. American Bully Standard. Miss Shay, you know I keep it real. That could be a lot of things, but it doesn't yell American Bully to me. It's lacking mostly in the muzzle to be an American Bully. Just keeping it real with you. Mario Villafuerte says like garlic. Yeah, like garlic. I came out and said you can feed garlic to dogs. Look it up in Google. And then you got all these Captain Obviouses coming in after Google told them you shouldn't feed garlic to dogs, right? They have no sense in thinking that for 1 minute, the pharmaceutical company might have tailored everything in order for whenever you search that for that cheap way of fixing your dog to not pop up. That's never the case, right?
You mean Big Pharma tailored it to fit their agenda, kind of like these dog breeders tailored what the American Bully is to fit theirs?
Exactly. Exactly. Look, I can come out here. This is an American Bully XL, but you see, the thing is, right? The American Bully XL, the muzzle you're seeing there is well, you've heard about brachiocephalic dogs, right? They can't breathe, so that's bad for them. So that's why we got a greyhound muzzle on ours. So ours could breathe, you see, because that's what makes our dogs rare, right? How stupid of an explanation is that? And so if you really don't know what you're looking at, you're going to fall for it every single time, man. That's what a scammer does. A scammer feeds on your ignorance. And once he throws a pitch and it's a strike and he sees you looking at the umpire and you have no clue what a strike is, it's game over.
I'll tell you what.
They will use arrogance in their favor, and they'll end up selling you a dog like this, like an American Bully XL, and you don't even know what the hell hit you. That simple. Okay, so let's keep looking at these pictures. So
I was gonna say, Raul, that a person can keep up if they stay kind of behind the curtain. Mostly, they can keep up a front for a little while.
Yeah,
but if y'all just think about this. Raul, long before I got here, has been educating on our breed and not gatekeeping and just giving away this knowledge to the fullest extent for almost 5 years now, or it's been 5 years on the platform.
Actually, 2019 is when I started, bro. So it's where we hit 6.
6 now. So
yes,
6 years on the platform. And every week spitting knowledge, giving it away. I mean, you can't hide behind. You can't fake the funk that long. Y'all just look at the content, man. Look at the videos. I mean, he's been doing this, man. He's been setting the record straight. So, yeah, shout out to you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
This is where I go to find the truth. And like I've said on here in the past, I've done a lot of fact checking behind QBN. When I first found it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's the truth. Well, let me begin writing stuff down, writing this down, and I was like, all right, oh, he is telling the truth.
Oh, no. Listen, I'm going to keep it real with you, and I've always said it. Anybody watching this, you need to fact check everything I say. The reason I want you to do it, I'm encouraging you to do it, is because it's only going to give me more credibility. In addition to that, remember, I'm the only one that's going live, answering questions live. So you can record my response if I'm out in left field, throw it out there, and try and destroy my credibility. I urge you to try, right? Straight up. But there's a reason they don't go live and have comments on, because they don't want to be exposed. I'm just keeping it real with you, man. Let's keep this thing rolling. So this is a sideways shot of what? Is this a pit, or is this a Staffy? Or is this a bully? I need y'all to tell me. I know what it is. We're gonna get into it. But I need y'all to be the ones to drop it like it's hot. Miss Shay says, Raul, that's why That's why when I need 100 about a dog, I ask you and not Google. There you go. There you go, Miss Shaytree. Kyle says this is an American Bully pit wiener. Come on, man. Keep it real, bro. Big fan Ezekiel Varela. There you go, bro. Most hated native says classic bully. Woo. Okay. I can see where we can head in that direction, but let's take a look at the muzzle. Okay, let's take a look at the muzzle, right? I don't see a 90-degree stop on this dog. The stop, by the way, is right here, right? I don't see a 90-degree stop. The occiput is not crowning. I don't see a crest on the neck, right? That bull bulge, I'm not really seeing it. So I'm not feeling the classic bully most hated. I'm just throwing it out there. In Serata, the big American bulldogs are working dogs too. I went to an ABA-AMA show. Are those dogs can do bite work? Okay. So Dean Lean calls this an Amstaff right here. I don't know if it's an Amstaff just yet. And I'm going to tell you why here in a second. American Bully, says Miklo. I don't know, Miklo. That doesn't look like a bully. But just to be sure, Kyle, can you do me a favor? Can you go ahead and bring up the American Bully from the ABKC? So I'm not putting this on me. I don't have the authority to tell you what the standard of the American Bully should be. So we're going to go down the registries. So that is what the American Bully Kennel Club, the biggest kennel club the biggest registry that American Bullies are registered in. This is what Dave Wilson says an American Bully is, right? Look at the 90-degree stop on its nose. If you were to see sideways, look at sideways. Look at where the dog's eyes are and where the nose, where the muzzle comes forward. That's right at 90 degree. Look at the curvature of the occiput going into the crest of the neck. Look at that bull bulge on the neck, right? So keep that picture in mind for just a second, because now I want to go ahead and show you the very same picture I just showed you. Is that, now that I showed you that, is this an American Bully? That's what we need to ask ourselves, right? Right. So Inserata says Amstaff, staff, Queen's New Blood can't be a bully. Ribs ain't as standard. Yeah, look at the ribs too. I mean, there's just so many things yelling at you. This cannot be an American Bully. Don't let somebody that's got a dog looking like this try to talk you into this. An American Bully is just this is why we've been special black and white 1967 version, right? No, it doesn't fly, bro.
That's why we've been preaching so long about looking at the breed standard, looking at what the dog is supposed to look like. You know, Raul and I both, I know he gets a lot more of these calls than I do, but I have a lot of people ask me, you know, hey, does this dog have breed type? I don't mind to answer the question, but the problem is you need to be looking at the breed standard. You need to be familiar with the breed type of our breed so you can look and see for yourself that the dog on the screen right now is not an American Bully.
Well, hold that thought, because we're not just going to look at the ABKC. Let me bring in Kyle. He's waving me down. Well, what you got, Kyle?
Hey, I just wanted you to know that somebody did send me a picture. It's in the media. I'm sure you've seen it. It popped up down there.
No, I hadn't seen it. Thank you for bringing it up. I'll bring it up here in just a moment. Okay. Thank you. All right. So do me a favor, Kyle. I'm going to go back to the other screen. Let me go ahead and take this down. I'm going to go here. Can you do us a favor and show us the UKC version of what the United Kennel Club calls an American Bully? So this is the UKC version of what they're calling the American Bully. Kyle, can you scroll so we can see what the front should be looking like? There you go. Yeah, you chopped his head off, so make it just a little bit smaller and bring him down. So this is what an American Bully should be looking like. Notice the head shape, okay? Give me the side view now, Kyle. I know I'm killing you over here. Give me the side view. Okay, look at the side view. Now, one thing that the ABKC and the UKC are agreeing on is the 90-degree stop where the eyes pretty much meet the muzzle, the end of the muzzle. There's a 90-degree, there you go, 90-degree right there. Now, this particular dog doesn't have as big of a bulge neck as what the ABKC is wanting, right? You see, there's not that much of a bulge there, okay? But you may have your preference. You may like this dog better than the ABKC's version. That's fine. Kyle, do me a favor.
It's got the chest right, too.
Yeah, Kyle, do me a favor. Can you scroll to the side? Okay, yeah, you're seeing the chest. Also, look at the rib cage. You see, it's a short rib cage. It's not that elongated rib cage. And if you look at the front, look at the musculature that is requiring the shoulders and the chest for that dog to have. Okay? So keep that picture in your mind for just a moment, and let's go back over here. Let's ask ourselves again, is this an American Bully? Look at the rib cage. Does it have a short little rib cage, or does it have a long rib cage? Is this an American Bully based on the UKC standard? Does it have a 90-degree, look at the eyes, and look at that muzzle right over here, okay? And tell me, is that 90 degrees right there? Just looking at it, you could tell that that's not 90 degree, okay? It's just not.
On American Bully, when you look at the proudness of the eyebrows, it almost makes it look like it's a little acute, like it's more than a 90 degree.
Correct. But at minimum, you're looking at 90. This dog, right.
It is a 90 for sure, but like above the 90 where the eyebrows sit, it's almost makes it look like it's a very strong
91,
92.
92. Yeah, I get it.
It's really strong on the Bully.
It's the length of the muzzle too that really does it for me.
It really is.
Yeah, the length of the muzzle tells you right off the bat. Not only that, I'm going to give you guys another kicker. If you look at the limbs seem to be thinner and more athletic. Remember, we started with saying that pits, right? We said pits look more like marathon runners, right? Staffies are going to be a little bit more built up, right? And then we also said there's an Amstaff, which is basically the middle ground of a Staffy and a Pitbull Terrier, right? But you're looking at the body type of this dog right here. Would you say that it has more of a bully body type? I mean, it's right there in front of you. Is it a bullier dog, or is it a more athletic looking dog?
Definitely more athletic, man.
Right? So keep that in mind. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm for functional American Bullies. I am one that I want to bring a lot of breed type. It took me about 10 years before I pivoted, right? I didn't just pivot 2 years into breeding. That's people that is a big red flag right there. Okay. It took me about 10 years to pivot, and it's because I'm looking for bullier traits, right? Bullier traits right here, trying to bring that in. Now, I don't ever want to take it to the point where my dog is dysfunctional, right? And I feel that you can take it, like, for example, this dog right here. I don't feel that this dog is dysfunctional. I feel this dog can still function. I think if you go extreme from that point on, that's where maybe you could run into some functional issues, right? Now, we've been talking about the bulldog influence that was brought into American Bullies. Again, we started out with pits that were crossed with Staffies at some point. and we were looking like this, somewhere like that. Okay. Now, Dave Wilson says he was trying to keep the bullier dogs. Basically, what he meant is more like the blockier dogs, and I'm paraphrasing him. So if I'm off, my apologies. But we saw an infusion because the American Bully has different classes, right? We have XL, top class. We then have standard and classic in the middle, and then we have pockets in the bottom. As far as I'm concerned, and as far as most people that know this breed, they're going to tell you there's 4 types of bullies, but in reality, it's 4 different classes. But when you go to the UKC, right? UKC is telling you this is what a standard should look like. Kyle, can you show me, do you have it available on the UKC of what a pocket should be looking like? Just give me a thumbs up or no. Okay, there you go. Zoom, there you go. So this is what a pocket should be looking like. In fact, if you look at the pocket, let me remove this. If you look at that pocket that they're showing you right there, based on the UKC, it has more bulldog traits. A lot of people refer to it as bullier traits. Now, I want you to do me a favor, Kyle. Can you go ahead and bring up the USBR's version of what an American Bully should be looking like?
I think as far as the UKC is concerned, you know, they've got a lot of different things that they do, whereas the ABKC is a bully kennel club. And so I feel like nothing against the UKC, but they have dialed in on what our bully breed is to a higher extent, it seems like to me.
Well, in all fairness, Mike, it comes down to what you like. I can't sit here and say the ABKC is over the UKC because you're going to have an argument for one and the other. My point is, let's establish on the more popular registries what an American Bully is. So if you're walking around with a dog that doesn't fit into what you got 4 different registries and your dog doesn't fit into any of that, you don't have a rare breed, bro. You got either a mutt or you got yourself another breed altogether.
Yeah,
that's
got something else, right?
Right. That's what we're establishing here. Let's go back. Let's go back and let me bring up. Oh, I had Kyle bringing up what the USBR thinks an American Bulldog should look like. I'm sorry, an American Bully should look like. And there you have it. There's Rocco, pretty much just showing you the type of, features that an American Bully has. It might have came from a pit and a staffy and everything you want to tell me, but it looks nothing like that anymore. This is why the American Bully is not a pit and it's not a staffy, right? It's really that simple. All right. So let me just show you a couple more examples. So what ended up happening that brought into our breed, to start looking less like this, right? And more like this. Well, there's a couple of emblematic dogs. I don't mean to step on any of them, but you can tell that the bulldog, right? A certain style of bulldog was brought in at some point, right? This is a pocket, by the way. Pocket class is the smallest class in the American Bully. And one particular dog, Dax over here, when he was brought in, he created a lot of hoopla because a lot of people were saying that he was crossed to a straight bulldog or to a Frenchie or to this,
Dax,
to that. Yeah, this is Dax. And, to me, honestly, the breeder that might have done this, whether he did or he didn't do it, he didn't do anything new that other breeders were already doing to our breed. Because I'm going to say this right now. You don't go from here, right, and mix it with this and end up with that. That's not going to happen. Okay. The only way that you're going to get here is because you had to bring in a bulldog infusion. Bottom line, I don't care what anybody else.
Sense.
Yeah. There's no way if you're going from here to here, right? To here, that all of a sudden you're going to have this walking around. It's not going to happen. Don't lie to yourselves. This right here, it doesn't even look, just look at it. Look at it. Look how different it looks. It's just not even, it's not even close, guys. It's not even close. It doesn't even have to be that one. Could be this one. Could be this one. They look nothing like that. So when somebody calls my dog, when I go to Home Depot and they call my dog a pit, I see it as a great opportunity to educate you. And I'll bring up this picture and tell you, does my dog look like that? Now, let's bring up the dog that the person that had sent the picture in, and they brought in this dog right here. So everybody watching, I want you to tell me, what do you think this dog is? I can tell you, in my opinion, the lack of bone, just looking at the rib cage, even though he's sitting, just looking at the rib cage alone, this is a heavy American Pitbull Terrier influenced dog. Okay. This is not an American Bully, bro. I mean, I hate to be the one to break the news to you. It doesn't have to be this dog. It doesn't have to be this dog. It's just not an American Bully in any way, shape, or form, bro. I'm just keeping it real with you, man. It may be a pit. If you want to argue that it was crossed with a Staffy or not, I don't know. This is why you would need to do a genetic test. But this, you walking around with this, don't come give me advice about a bully, bro. Because obviously, whatever your resource is, whether it's AI, a book, a friend, they out in left field somewhere. What you got, Kyle?
So this is Nipsey, 8 months old, and he said you are 100% correct. Mother is game-bred pit with a bully father.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, and thank you for coming forward and calling it like it is. But I'm sorry, man. There's just, I don't like to bring anybody's dogs down. Some people get really offended. That's not my thing. But
it's a beautiful dog.
But here's the thing, Mike. You will have people out here, especially the ones that know how to entertain. They'll watch an episode of whatever we're talking about here. Oh, let's copy it and let's sound professional. Hey, guys, I got this American Bully puppy. This is not an American Bully, bro. You see somebody coming out here talking about this is an American Bully, you need to check that. Unless you want to be stupid enough to get scammed. Straight up, right? Straight up. And I'm not taking anything away from this dog. This is a beautiful dog. And for those that love pits, or Staffies or whatnot, if this is your thing, hey, man, more power to it. This is a working dog. But an American Bully, it is not. It cannot be. All right, I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Let's see here. More of an American Bully, and I'm going to give you a side shot. You should be seeing more of this right here, okay? And if you notice, this dog sitting down, just look at the rib cage. Look at the tuck. It's such an exaggerated tuck at the very end. Look at the American Bully. Look where it says tuck up. You see how it's not exaggerated? Look all the way over there where Mike is. Hold on a second, Mike. I'm going to go full screen here real quick. So right here is your tuck. That's your tuck right there, right? Look, this dog sitting down has a lot more of a tuck right there, right over there, if you can see it, than an American Bully ever will, bro. Straight up. The rib cage is not as long. Look at the short rib cage on this dog, and look at the longer rib cage on that dog right there. I could almost tell you just looking at him straight. I could almost guarantee you he doesn't have a 90 degree stop. Look at the 90-degree stop. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to. There you go. Look at the stop right there. That's 90-degree stop. Look at the forehead and look at the occiput. And then look at the neck. This is what I call the bull bulge, right? Does that dog, and I mean, I know that dog is sitting down, but does that dog look like it has any of those things? The answer is no. It's very telling right off the bat. This is why you cannot call an American Bully a pit. It's just not the same. It can never be the same. Yeah, we started from there, but it's just not the same, guys. Right? Just keeping it real with you, man. Let me go back. Let me bring this down. Let's go to the comments here.
There was a video you did a while back that showed the 10 different main breed type, the 10 different main breed type differences between
the pit and the bully.
That's a great video to go back and watch. And y'all, when he's saying exaggerated tuck, where it said tuck up, what that basically is it looks like the dog is narrow waisted, like it has a small waistline, because the tuck from the underbelly meets the top of the thigh at a higher point instead of down here, which makes the dog look broader at the waist. A pit bull is narrower at the waist. It looks like it's got a slender waist.
So EJ is bringing up is the head to muzzle ratio 1:3. It is, but I don't want to be the one to tell you. I want Hollywood. Hollywood, can you bring up the ABKC translation of what that head should be? I'm going to give you a minute. Give me a thumbs up or just bring it up on screen. Fix everything. Let me know. Bullies is stocky. Yep, you got that right. My XL Merle has red Grammy eyes over the last few. All right, hold on a second. We got okay, so there you go. We bringing it up. Hold on, Kyle. Hold on a second. Yeah, I got you. Okay, so distinctive, the distinct, heavy, large, and broad head of the American Bully exemplifies breed type. Medium length, deep throughout, broad skull, well chiseled, very pronounced cheeks, muscles, distinct stop, ears set high, and can be either natural or cropped. Okay. Basically, these are the correct ones, and these are the incorrect ones. Keep going up a little bit. Okay, I was looking to see if it gives you a 1:3 ratio. Can you do me a favor and find that? If there is, give me a thumbs up. I'll bring you up to show it. Okay. Okay, so ZUT says my XL Merle has a red Grammy eyes over last few days. He has conjunctivitis. Any home remedies, bro? Yeah, absolutely. Real cheap, very easy, and 100% natural. Go get yourself some chamomile. If you can't find it at Walmart or wherever, you can get chamomile tea, but it has to be 100% chamomile. If you can't find that, go yourself to a Mexican grocery store. They always have chamomile somewhere. You grab that, you boil it, okay? Get yourself paper towels that are disposable. After you boil it, let it cool. Dip your paper towels in there and clean your dog's eyes 3 or 4 times a day. What ends up happening is chamomile has a very mild antibiotic effect, or antimicrobial effect to be more correct. And that's what we use for puppies in order not to give them anything that's high in chemicals or anything like that. And it works wonders, my friend. So I'm trying to, Kyle's got thumbs up. We're bringing it up right now. Okay, zoom in so we can read it.
This is the only thing on the muzzle that I got.
Okay. So, but yes, it's basically a 1:3 ratio. If you look at correct, no, go to the picture. Go to the picture. Yeah, there, correct. Look at the ratio of the muzzle, okay, all the way right from the stop, okay, all the way to the occiput, right? So think of like just right behind the ears, right? And the length of the muzzle to that is going to be somewhere around 1:3 ratio, okay? Let's see. Let me go ahead and remove that for a sec. So yeah, man, I just want to throw that at you guys. And then I'm gonna tell you guys my story and where we're headed so you could understand this is not a breeder that's been breeding for 2 years and then all of a sudden, hey, I realize I gotta pivot. Bro, you're pivoting because you didn't know what the hell you were doing from the get. Just keeping it straight with you. So listen, we started out with our girl Aruba back in the day. It was her and Azu. They were my matriarchs, right? Aruba is not that she likes breed type to me, okay? Because at the time I got her back in 2017, this is what American Bully standards and excels were somewhat looking like. If she lacked a little bit of bulk, I'll take that on the chin. That's not an issue. Another dog that we started out with is this boy right here, Fireball. Okay, I call him Mr. Perfect. With time, he did gain a little bit of weight and got a little bit stockier, but not too stocky, right? He still remains a classic. Okay, my excels that we produced here, we could go all the way down to this girl right here, which is our 4th generation XL female, Ali. Okay, I still feel, and this is a DeBuff daughter, by the way, for those of you that like DeBuff, I really like that dog, and I crossed them to a female in my yard named Callie. Okay, this is Callie. This is her mom. Okay, she has since passed away. But if you notice in Callie, okay, Callie had mastiff features. All right, I'm not here to BS anybody, man. I call it like it is. Okay, if you see all that wrinkling right around here, she has shoulders, she has chest, but nothing is super pronounced. But when you go down to the paws, that's when you start seeing weaker pasterns, right? The pasterns ends up being sort of like the wrist of the dog. When you see those weaker pasterns, longer limbs with a longer pastern also. And what I mean by longer pastern is, look at this. This is her daughter. Look at the pasterns. Look how short her wrist came out when she was crossed to a bullier dog, right? Versus her mom. Look how long those pasterns are. That's another immediate sign that you're dealing with a dog that has more of a mastiff influence.
It's the pastern, and it's also the bones in the feet and toes.
Yes.
It's usually there's some variations in between, but usually if you have shorter toes, shorter bones in the toes, and shorter, you'll have shorter pasterns with it and a shorter foot.
Yes, this is correct. Now, I had other dogs that had less of a mastiff feature, but were very, very clean. But they are lacking bone. This is our girl, Athena, right? She didn't have the bone, say, that Callie had. But Callie had more mastiff features, in my opinion, than Athena would ever have, right? Athena has more terrier traits.
I think that's a great example too, Raul, of what happened in the building of the breed. I think that they were here, like Athena,
yeah,
and they're trying to build more mass to that frame, and brought in the mastiff as a remedy to that. And that's where we went wrong at.
I couldn't agree with you more. Look, I also had, okay, and this beautiful girl, she came out of Aruba and Aftermath breeding. This girl was starting. Yeah, this girl is definitely bullier. Look at how short she has her pasterns. Okay, she's still got a little bit of the mastiffy in her, but a lot less, right? Than our girl Callie. May she rest in peace, right? Then again, you turn around, and it's one of the reasons we infused a girl like this. This is Champion Sunshine. She's one of the youngest American Bully Kennel Club champions with just 6 months and 17 days. Okay, there's a reason for it. Okay, she is bullied up top to bottom. By the way, this picture was when she was 6 months old. She's a lot bullier right now. Perfect.
I was going to say,
yeah,
she's
perfect.
big time more. She's a lot more bully than that now.
Oh, she's definitely a lot bullier than that. We also brought in our girl. Okay, and girl over here. Look at the short little pasterns. Look at the wide chest. Look at the wide shoulders. Okay, girl right here. She's the one that we are actually setting up a breeding with none other. Oh man, I'm gonna say the B word, but I'm gonna have to say just to show it with this little monster right here, Blueberry. Now, look at the head on this mug.
See,
Look
when
at
you
the
really
shoulders
get in,
on this.
when you really get into an American bully, man, to me, like there's no argument that they even favor a pit bull to me. When you look at Blueberry, he is not a pit bull at all. You know,
Yeah.
like
No. There's nothing. There's
It's
nothing.
the head and the muzzle that does it for me. That
it's
head and
all of it.
muzzle.
It's the bone, the broadness of the frame, it's the muscle tone, it's the stop, the head,
Yes.
it's you know, it's like you pass one on the interstate in somebody's passenger seat going 70 miles an hour, and you're like, oh, is that a pit bull? Is that a bully? But
Right.
when you can see the dog, it shouldn't be able to it shouldn't even be debatable.
This is true. Now, Javier Noriega is saying, would you say the one with the weak pasterns, Cali, had a mastiff type head also? I would say she had more of a mastiff type head than Athena. So look at the head. So your assertion would have to be correct. As much as it pains me, you are correct. This is one reason why I decided, Javier Noriega, that I had to pivot, right? But my pivot isn't, oh, let me go after the most popular stud. No, my pivot is we're bringing in bullier dogs, okay? Through and through, we're bringing in bullier dogs. And then in addition to that, right, on the female side, and then we got this over here. Right? And then not just that, but we're bringing this bad boy in, right? This is what I call, now guys, this is what I call the breed standard. He's a walking breed standard. Oh, you don't believe me. Look at all the pictures I showed you. Now look at this. He might have one more inch of back than maybe the picture does, but
maybe a half inch.
But
yeah.
look. This dog is not in my yard. I'm not out here promoting him because he's in my yard. I'm calling it like I see it. This is the walking breed standard, in my opinion. In fact,
closest thing I've ever seen to it.
In fact, if you look at his headpiece, I say it's more breed standard esque than this picture, in my opinion.
100%.
That's just my opinion. You can see this dog in different angles as well. Look at his front. Oh, he's slight east-westy. Okay, bro, find me a more perfect dog to the breed standard than this, and then we could talk, right?
That's right.
I mean, I just call it like I see it, man. So yeah, we're bringing this boy in. Blueberry is going to be going into his half auntie girl over here, right? That's his half auntie, right? So how do I know how do you know that's a half auntie? Can you explain to me real quick? Yeah, I sure can. So you got Grand Champion BBB Nala, that's girl's mama. And then next to her, you have Champion 30B Kennels Brim, right? Brim over here is the son. I'm sorry, I take it back. He is the father of PBK Hellboy over there on Blueberry's side. So for the sake of it, let me just go here so I don't confuse anybody. So Brim over here is the father of PBK Hellboy, who is the father of Blueberry, right? So little old Blueberry over here, he is the grandchild of Brim. Therefore, if Brim is girl's dad, then That's his half auntie right there. This is the line breeding that we're doing. Okay. So I'm making it make sense. By the way, Kyle, do me a favor, man. Show my dude Javier Noriega some love up in here, bro.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Claro que sí, cabrón. We do it
Pues
every
claro que sí,
Monday and
cabrón.
Friday. Come on, keep
Pues
at it.
claro que sí, cabrón.
4 times and bringing in a
Pues
fifth.
claro que sí, cabrón.
That's it.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
There you go. Hey, Javier Noriega, man. Listen, bro. Nothing but love, man. I appreciate the way not only that you're supporting this channel, but how you are pointing out things in a respectful manner, man. Nothing but love for you, bro. Thank you. I
can't believe Blueberry's already a year old, and really just how he's looking at right at a year. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
You look at that picture of him, man.
Bud.
That picture right there, that's a 12-month-old dog, man. I mean,
no, the picture there, he was 11 months.
Right. But he's only 12 now.
Yeah, he's 12 months now. And let me tell you something. He's one of the funniest dogs I've ever been around. In fact, I should start making more shorts. I'm going to make more shorts and videos with him so y'all can see what I'm talking about. He's just hilarious. What about the Brazilian Bulls? Slicky Bakery, I appreciate you bringing it up. This is one of the reasons I am so glad that the Brazilian Bull, Kyle, do me a favor, look up Chic Brazilian Bull. I am so glad that Aria actually arrived here with Brazilian Bull Chic and Tractor and many others that she had, because she has raised the bar for the American Bully XL. You see, we had these major breeders, right, that were just breeding out massive looking XLs. And now a lot of people that were applauding and following like sheep and seals are scratching their heads because they can't even sell the pups at $1,500. And that's because the bar was just raised on you, right? The ground beneath you has been shaken, right? Because not only did they come up with a bullier dog, they came up with a dog that has a premium pedigree. When was the last time you saw one of these major breeders that were breeding XLs walking around with a premium pedigree? I know that didn't exist back then, but Embark did. Genetic testing did. They never showed you that. What they show you is marketing. Hey, let me show you what we did over here. Look at this beautiful picture. Hey, man, that's great. You might have spent $5,000 on that scene. Did you spend $100 on an Embark DNA test? Yeah. Wait, I have to follow suit what all the other idiots before me said. I'm a phenotypical breeder, and therefore the way we breed, and then, it just starts to not make sense. That's when you know you're about to get scammed. Make it make sense. Don't just give me a BS reason and think that that's just more than enough.
My whole thing has always been, it's like, it's not that there's something wrong with phenotypical breeding, right? It's the fact that you have all these tools, all this information
available to you
of what's under the hood of your dog, and it's $100 to $150. And you're gonna, how can you justify writing that off? I don't get it. It's the only way to do it to me is
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, Mike, what they did. Everybody in the community knows that what I'm talking about is real. I'm not just BSing. Everybody loves to jump on the hype train, right? Whenever you got hype going, everybody wants to pat your back, ride the coattail. They don't have know-how on dogs or whatever. Whatever you say, if it's popular, they're going to repeat it and they're going to keep going with it. Then you have a dog like this that shows up. He's not your breed, but he just blew you out the freaking water. There's not too many American Bully XLs that could stand up to this dog right here. And I'm very glad. Because you see, when we brought in Mastiff in order to make dogs longer and bigger, instead, the Brazilians decided they're going to go to another bully breed dog rather than a Mastiff, and they bred to an American Bulldog. This is what you're getting. So now, these breeders that were breeding these Mastiff-looking dogs running around that we call XLs, all of a sudden realize, oh, snap. The ground has been pulled from beneath us. And that's what it has come down to. So I'm glad the Brazilian Bull has shown up, because now it's straight competition. And now when you don't have dogs that are bullied up, they just don't make it. And now it's no longer about the hype. Now you got to breed. You see, that's why I like it. Zuti says, what's your opinion on UK banning Raul? My opinion is they can do whatever they want over there. I'm well aware that a lot of dogs that were being sent over there were a lot of dogs that were being mixed and whatnot once they got there with Mastiff and whatever, because everybody's just chasing the almighty dollar, man. And that's what it comes down to. Luis Montoya, Blueberry looks nice, fam. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What you got, Kyle?
Hey, just so you know, that person sent me another picture down here. I want you to check it out and tell them what you think. Just throwing it out there.
Okay. All right, man. I appreciate it. All right. GJ, I missed my girl past 3 months ago at 13 years. Game dog, Red Man, Gator bloodline. Now I have 6 different breeds. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry to tell you that you said 6 different breeds or 6 different bloodlines. To me personally, you can't call yourself a serious breeder and be breeding 2 and 3 different breeds. It just, if you do, which you can, right? It's just my opinion. But for example, Aria from Samba Kennels, she used to breed dogos. She told me she had over 25 champions and I don't know how many grand champions. And now she decided she wants to jump into American bullies. She already has premium pedigrees. She's got dogs she's champed out. She's going in the ring with. You got to respect that. But when you don't have 1 champion title under your belt and your dogs are looking like, you know, this over here, I don't know, man. I really don't know, like, honestly. And that's where it doesn't make sense. And that's where they won't go live and answer questions live, because that's the fastest way that they're going to get exposed, man. It's simply that simple. Shade Tree says sunshine is sunshine. You got it. Blueberry looks like he don't play. No. Trust me, man. Yeah, I know I could take some beefed up, pissed off pictures like this, but yeah, he's more like this guy right here, man. That's just the way he rolls. Let me go ahead and bring that picture down. Sorry, Mike. I seen you was busy over there, so it says here they grow up so fast. They sure do. I'm watching all the way from San Antonio, Texas. Luis Almanza, man, you got it. Shade Tree says Blueberry is perfect. Plan on getting to any shows coming up. Right now, no. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Sunshine champed out at 6 months and 17 days. We are waiting for her to fill out. It's going to be closer to the 2-year mark before she goes back in the ring. And that's only because now she has to compete against other champions. And so she's not going to have a chance in hell if she's not beefed up, if you know what I mean. So we're going to let her, let her body mature before we go right ahead and, throw her back in the ring. So that's the reason behind that. Blueberry already went in the ring. We're letting him beef up before we throw him again up in there. Queen's New Blood letting you know, man, 46 likes, but only 83 people hit the like button. Nothing but love, man. Love this bully community. Shows are absolutely awesome. You got it. Malachi Blueberry didn't even want to get out of the cart for his nail trim. He's a chill guy. Oh, no. No, he hates nail trims. ZUT, did you embark to see the dog has ataxia? There you go, man. That's the only way to know for sure what your dogs have. So, guys, before we move on out of here real quick, let me just let you know, this is the only multivitamin we feed our dogs. You got Nuvet, the green bottle, NuJoint DS, the blue bottle. You get 13% off with auto ship. Make sure to go to nuvet.com/513237. If you do auto ship and you put in this code, I'm going to get an email. Automatically, you're going to be entered into our end of year raffle. If you bought, say, Nuvet for 1 dog for a year or 2 or 3, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to cover you for an entire year. Not only that, keep in mind that Nuvet comes in 90-day supply, and NuJoint DS is weight-based. So typically, it comes out to about $1.67 a day. It's going to be the best $1.67 that you've ever invested in. So, guys, let me bring in my dude from the back, Hollywood. Hollywood, man, started up. We were talking tonight about pitties. We were talking tonight about staffies. We were talking tonight about amstaffs. We were talking about this guy right here and the polemic he brought up, and how dogs all of a sudden, the American bully dog that is, became bullied up because we were crossing with bulldog. You got anything to add to that, Hollywood?
That's it, brother. You covered it all. This your boy Hollywood Holland, your boy in the back at the queue. We're catching you on the next one.
There you go, Michael Higginson.
Michael Higginson, man. Creek Bank Kennel out of Arkansas. Your co-host with the most. Man, prayers out to everybody in Texas and everything that went down there with the flooding, man. You know, you're in our prayers, man.
You got it, man. I appreciate that, bro. Hey, likewise to all my people over here in Texas, man, prayers were out since the moment I got the news. Nothing but love, guys. Listen, I got a bunch of you asking for the Blueberry Blues. And listen, man, I don't care what the algorithm says. We're going to leave with that. But before we do, let me take that comment down and let me just say this. My name is Raul from the Q. I've been breeding for about 10 years. I recently pivoted last year. And, man, we're about to drop some heat. Either way, man, it's been Raul from the Q. And I'll be catching you on the next one.
Like blue eyes in a sea of blue, I can't stop thinking about you. The way you walk, the way you stand, the way you do you. Blueberry motherfucker, you. That's right, blue, blue, blue. Blueberry motherfucker, you. You act like you own the place. In the Cuban yard, you're far away. Blueberry motherfucker, you. Saving my nickels and dimes, taking my time so I can get my bone and structure from Blueberry motherfucker, you. I know you're gonna produce. I got to save up, I gotta invest in you. Blueberry motherfucker, you. You are the best, cleaner than the rest. Blue, 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 sweet blue. You sexy motherfucker, you. We love you, we sure do. Drink you like blueberry juice.